Hey my frugal friends, wagwan! Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Frugality is life. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are talking about something different. I was asked by Donna, Powered by Creativity, and of course Mama Bear and Andra to take part in the financial goals hop. Now, this is my cute binder. It's gorgeous. Yes, I know it's gorgeous because I love green. If you have been here long enough, you know I love green, and green to me means abundance. Okay, I'm not going to talk about abundance, but I'm going to talk about my financial goals and where I am based on, the first quarter of the year that has gone by. First, let's talk about a little bit of background about me. So my name is Fiona. I started my channel, I want to say 2 years ago. And when I started my YouTube channel, the goal of my channel was to educate, but also to learn. I didn't know that there was a community like this one coming into the YouTube world. But I quickly realized that there was a supportive community when people started sharing my videos and telling others to subscribe. This is definitely a wonderful community to be a part of, and I'm so grateful to have met all of you guys. So when I came into this community, my story, and I've been listening to every single person on this hop, and I'm going to get into that a little bit, but each person has a different story, and each person has a story pertaining to why they started their channel. And I absolutely love everyone's channel that I've met so far, and because I feel like you learn a little bit about each person on their channels as long as you continue to watch them. So may not be at the first video, may not be at the second video, but as you watch them over time, you learn so much about them and what they care about and all of these things. Saying that to say, when I started my YouTube channel, I came to share my knowledge. My background is finance. I've studied finance. That's literally my educational background, and I pivoted after migrating to Canada in 2011 to work in procurement and supply chain. So that has been my job, negotiating contracts, dealing with literally supply chain, importing, exporting, negotiating contracts, purchasing items globally, and all of those things. And I feel like I came to share my knowledge about that, but I also came to share my knowledge about my frugality. Brings me to the name of my channel, Frugality is Life. So I grew up with a father that was frugal and a mother who was a saver but also a spender. And my mother was a spender. She also saved, but she would, if she was a giver, right? So if she met someone who wanted something, she would literally take the clothes off her back to give that person. And so, but my dad was he was kind, but he was very frugal. And I learned from both of them. I took pieces from both of them. And I'm actually one of 8 siblings. Like, yeah, my mom had 8 kids. So I'm actually the second to last one. And I feel a lot of times like I'm the peacemaker between all of us. But I'm also the one who, with the finance background, is expected to do everything finance. So they said, oh, you're the family lawyer, or hey, you're the family accountant, or different things like that. So they look up to me, although I'm not the oldest. They look up to me for guidance where certain things are concerned. And I have family members, not just my immediate siblings, but cousins that would call me, they're purchasing a house, or they want to invest, and they want to get my perspective. And so I'm not perfect in any of this, and I am not giving any financial advice, but I find that doing your research and doing what best for you and your household it goes a long way, right? So not everyone's journey is the same, and you have to appreciate that. And us sharing our lives, or a sliver of our lives on YouTube, is not our entire life. But the part that we show, it's very vulnerable. We talk about our finances. A lot of people don't believe in that, right? And a lot of us don't even share this with people close to us. They don't know we have a channel and all of that. So when I started, I wanted to share that information, which I've been able to share. And so my background has not been one of like, you know, a person who spend a lot of money or anything like that. My husband and I got into some debt a few years ago, and that was because we bought a car that was a lemon. If you know anything about vehicles that are lemons, you know that there's something wrong with it, but it's a manufacturer's fault. And each time this vehicle would go to get fixed, they would cover this area, this part, but all the other parts. Like if you have a transmission issue, you have to pull down the vehicle to get to the transmission. They wouldn't cover any of the labor to pull down the vehicle. They wouldn't cover any of the parts that they would change in addition to fixing the transmission, anything like that. And so we racked up a lot of money, a lot of debt, trying to keep up with all the expenses, the repairs that this vehicle was throwing at us. Until I said to my husband, no more of this, no more of this. We were new immigrants in a country. And I said, no more of this. We're going to trade this in. We're going to get a different vehicle. And we did. We traded it in. We took another vehicle, and we tacked on what we owed from that vehicle onto it. That was the best choice we could have done at that time, because we were new immigrants. I migrated to Canada. I went to school, and I spent a lot of money going to school. So back when I came in 2011, tuition for someone who is an international student, you come on a permit to study, would cost something like $15,000 each semester, right? And for someone who was born or here or a permanent resident or a citizen, it would probably cost like $3,000, right? So it was a ridiculous amount of money. Now, we came to Canada with our money for school, because I was an avid saver back in Jamaica. My husband and I had great jobs, but we wanted a change, and that's why we moved to Canada. So we had that money. But when, you know, it was closer to the end, and we, you know, end of school, and we were going to now go, and that money only lasts so long, right? So closer to the end of school, and us now wanting to go and get jobs and everything like that, we decided, okay, listen, I'm going to trade in this car, and we're going to figure it out. So we traded in, we got a different vehicle, the one I have now, and has been a very good vehicle, very reliable, but now it's getting older. Say that to say, we paid off a lot of that debt that was incurred, all of that actually. And then my husband, he became a truck driver, and so he bought his own truck and to become an owner operator. And that truck engine went down twice, and each time that truck engine went down, the first time was like 20K, the second time was 30K. And so we went into some debt there trying to pay that off, which we did. And 2023, December 2023, I showed where I was counting out my money, and I was going to pay off that debt, and we did. I emptied all my binders. My husband, you know, worked overtime, and we paid off all that debt, and it was behind us. And then 1 year later, December of 2024, we were able to purchase a house. Now, that's quickly my background. Like, yeah, without chatting too long, that's quickly my background. So it was the truck went down and we had debt because of that, the repair costs, and two, the vehicle that was a lemon that we bought that had a lot of repairs issues that made us go into debt. But I created a plan, we stuck to the plan, and I'm the one who manages the finances in my house. And so I discuss it with my husband, we align, and I execute, right? And so we're able to get that through all of that. So let's jump a little bit more about this financial hub before I talk anymore, right? Let's talk about what I'm doing here. So this is my financial binder. This is my audit binder. I love it. It's pretty. I made it that way to encourage me to be consistent. You have to do what makes you consistent and consistently do that. So I purchased this binder. I set it up the way I absolutely love. It has tabs for the months, and I come in here and I plan my cash stuffing videos, and I also track my bills and like how they change month to month, and I do that all in this binder. So I can quickly flip to April, right? And so we are going to talk here about the financial hub. So far, these resources have been created by Donna Paul by Creativity, Budget with Mama Bear, and Andra over by Traveling Shaving Chief. This calendar is available over by Donna, and there's some other resources that I have shrunk down here that are available from Andra and from Budget with Mama Bear. Okay, so you can grab those items. So these, every single day this month, another channel is going to go. I am recording this on Wednesday because I go into my office tomorrow and the commute is very long, so I want to make sure that my day is on Friday and that I have this video ready to go when it comes down to Friday. And so that's why I'm recording it today. So as you can see, I'm ticking as I watch, and so I'll be watching Lisa Pray For Me tomorrow on the train, because I go into my office on the train and that's the best time for me to listen and to watch your videos. Okay, so this is everyone that is participating in the hub. So I'm watching and I'm not able to make notes because of where I'm watching, on the train mostly. So I am leaving my notes for every channel that I watch in the comment section. I'm usually a long commenter most of the time, 95% of the time. And so as I watch, I am commenting. And so with everyone's video that I've watched, I've left my comments. Yeah, they're probably long comments in your comment section, which is my love letter to you, for thanking you for, you know, sharing your finances, sharing your goals with us, because it's truly valuable. I've learned so much from the people I've already watched. One thing that stuck out to me was when I was listening to Donna, or by Donna Paul Creativity, and she mentioned that, you know, she's gonna pay off, you know, all her debts, and then she's gonna do it like a rolling ball, and she's gonna pay off her sons and such. And that hit home to me because it's such a core family affair, right? And that's how I grew up in Jamaica, that we look out for each other. We actually believe in taking care of our parents, like kids take care of their parents. So I don't have parents right now. My parents have passed away. My husband, mom passed away. But before they passed away, I would, you know, make sure I send home money every single month to them, and then extra for birthdays and extra for holidays like Christmas and Easter and all these things, because that's how we grew up, right? We grew up learning that we care for our parents and then our family. So, you know, same with my siblings. If they ever need anything, let me whisper because I don't want them to call. I'm joking. But if they need anything, they know they can rely on me if they genuinely need it. But I'm someone who I can kind of suss things out, and if you really don't need it and you're kind of like playing, I'm very direct too. I'm a very direct person. I'm willing to help, but if you come with the foolishness, I'm not having it. Okay? And my family knows that about me. All right. So that's it. I appreciate everyone for sharing their journey and all of that. I know. So in this hub, we want to talk about my goals, right? So before we get to the pretty version, I'm going to actually show you the version that I work with. So this is the version I set, and I set this, I use this book for other things. I'm a note taker, like how Donna loves her pen and paper. I'm someone who loves writing too. I love my pen and paper. I'm on the computer all the time. I know my formulas, my Excel, my Microsoft Word, my Google Suite. That's what my job uses, and so I am versed on all that, and Excel, I'm versed on all that because also my background is finance. But I actually love putting pen to paper. There is nothing to it, to me, like putting pen to paper. And so I have a ton of notebooks, and I write everything down. So I made these plans in October of 2024 because that's how far in advance I plan. My job, as I said, it was supply chain and procurement, and we have to do a similar thing. We have to do forecasting for projects and contracts that are expiring and that you have to renew, and you have to negotiate and all these things. And you also have to determine a plan of how, but my job is to determine how many contracts I'm going to work on, how many different projects if they're new, and I have a savings target that I have to deliver on every year, and it's a quarterly checking for all of those things. And so I'm used to making these plans for work, and it's just become a part of me to make it for myself. I don't usually do monthly check-ins, and the reason why I don't do monthly check-ins is the same reason I don't do them at work, is because sometimes the progress that you want to see takes a little bit longer than a month for you to see it. And so I feel like a quarterly check-in works better for just me. But anyway, this was my plan for 2025. I kind of itched this here. As you said, I made these plans October 2024. We didn't have back then a goal. Like, we wanted to purchase a house. We've been saving for it, but we didn't know that 2024 December we would have, right? So I had to itch that there. So this was my plan: save 20 to 30K in 2025, purchase a house, purchase a second vehicle for my husband. I had here 10, but it under 5K, because he doesn't like the flashiness. He just wants something to take him from point A to point B. Continue eating healthy. Of course, I was on a keto last year, lost some weight, but I've since I moved, I've gained all that weight back. Plan vacation trips to Tanzania and to Greece. I want to grow my YouTube channel to 3K this year, my Instagram to 1K, and my TikTok to 1K. Etsy sales, I want to get 3K, and majority of my Etsy sales go towards my foundation, a foundation that my siblings and I are starting up in Jamaica to give back to kids who are less fortunate. And so the majority of the sales go here. So when I started this Etsy shop, 100% of the sales were going here. And then when I decided to buckle down and save for a house, I made a house saving challenge, and that house saving challenge was going towards my house savings, and still does. So I won't say 100% of the sales goes to foundation, but 90 plus percent goes to the foundation. And then make Amazon sales of 1,000. I create low content books like these on Amazon, and so yeah, I don't think I don't know if it's gonna get to 1,000, because sometimes I get like $10 here, $25 there, but you know, you have to make goals, right? And then I want to invest 8K and officially launch the foundation in Jamaica. So we have a lawyer that has been working on this for darn near 2 years now. And we didn't know how long the process was to form a charity, but it's been very long. So in January of this year, we got the notice from our lawyer that the foundation is now a company. So we now have a company of directors, who are my family and myself. So it's a official company with the tax registration and all the things. And so now what we're working on is the charity status, but it requires a lot more paperwork that I'm like, as I'm talking to you now, I was filling out some of that earlier. So a lot of that. So I'm hoping that we can get that all the paperwork back to the lawyer by June of this year or earlier, so the charity status piece will be in process. But right now we have a company, and it's just to get the charity status for the company. That's the next step. We've had a couple events that we have done on behalf of the charity in Jamaica to kids, and we've helped one school that we've given them the kids. We had a fun day for the summertime, and we give them back, you know, books and pencils, stationery and stuff like that for school. And we are planning another one at the end of this month, April, to give to the school. Is having something like a spelling bee type event, and we want to give something to the first, second, and third place kids, because a lot of these kids are not as fortunate. They don't have a lot of money and all those things to go to school. Some of them can't buy books and uniforms. Some of them can't afford lunch, and so that's the goal of the foundation, is to help out these kids, right? So we'll be doing that, and we'll be giving the first, second, and third place providers some vouchers for the bookstore, so they can actually go to the bookstore with the voucher and get the books. So we are strategically making it that you're not getting cash, you're actually getting a voucher to get books for school. And so we're setting that. My siblings and I are in the process of doing that. So I want to say thank you guys when you support my Etsy shop, this is what the money goes to. It goes to this charity to help these kids, and we want to do more. We want to be able to provide tuition, tuition help to these kids. We want to be able to do larger events where we're giving away more books, more pencils, more things like computers and different things. We want to get there with the charity eventually, but we have to start small, because right now all the funds that goes into the charity is like primarily from my Etsy sales, and you know my tax accountant is not loving that at the moment, and she's giving me some other recommendations. But at the end of the day, I will always contribute to the foundation through my Etsy shop. So whether that is taking her advice and, you know, doing less and doing different things, I don't know yet. Right now we're gonna stick to the process we've been doing, where 99% goes to the charity, and we'll figure it out as time goes by. But my background is finance, so I absolutely know that this is not the best way, but for me right now it is the way, because these kids need help, and that's how I'm doing it. All right, so those are my goals. And then I usually break down my goals a little bit further. How am I going to achieve it? What am I going to use? So because I use a lot of saving challenges, I break the goals further down into like what saving challenges I'm going to use to get there. I also look back at my sinking funds and make sure they're still working for me. And so I like relist what my sinking funds are, or add new ones, or take off ones that no longer work. So that's what I was doing when I was making the plan. As I said, I broke it down further into Q1, Q2, and like the goal and what my plan is. So save into my abundance fund, using different saving challenges, add to my sinking funds, invest, and like just build those months ahead savings. Like those are my goals. I went a little further, and I wrote out another thing, but before I go to that, I'm going to jump here. So I kind of refined the goals here, right? And thank you, Mama Bear, for this sheet. I took this one from Mama Bear, and I took this one from Andra, and then I took these from Donna Paul by Creativity, right? So my health. So I like how this is structured to staff. Really good to kind of think about, you know, holistically the areas you want to focus on. So health, I want to lose 30 pounds this year, because I gained a lot of the weight I lost last year, and I'm 5'2", guys. And so I also have like a hormone imbalance, and I have to take care of that by eating less carbs and just focus on working out. Not necessarily like going to the gym. I'm not a fan of going to the gym. I prefer to walk, eat healthy, and that's me. Okay, not Andra over here. Andra would kill me in the gym, because I'm not a gym girly at all. Although, you know, growing up I was big in sports, so I have a lot of gold medals and trophies pertaining to, you know, running and all that. But I don't do that anymore. I like to just walk and do my walks, and then eat healthy. That's what does it for me. But I want to get back on track with that. I want to drink more water. Regarding family, I want to save 1K for my family in Jamaica. So as I said before, I help my family in Jamaica when I can, and I have a lot of family, a lot of nieces, 15 nieces and nephews, 15 of them. So a huge family, and so there's always ways I look to help them, and whether that is getting them passports or different ways. I don't really want to speak about that because I don't like to talk about how I help people. But yeah, so for my family, I want to be able to have $1,000 saved for when they need anything, and you know, whether it's an emergency or different things. Like Jamaica is a third world country, a lot of opportunities aren't there that are here in Canada, and I want to be able to help them where I can. And so I want to be able by the end of the year save $1,000, where I can ensure that I have that money set down for when I need to help them when they need something. And also remember, we don't have parents, so it's just my siblings and I, but we also have, as I said, a lot of nieces and nephews. Okay, nephews. All right, so I want to also do more date nights with hubby. Hubby's been working hard. I'm working hard. And we like to eat in, right? But we like going out too, but we love to eat in. We're like more homebodies these days. So I want to do that. Wanted to purchase a second vehicle for hubby, which we did. So these The walking, drinking water, losing 30 pounds is a no. I did none of those. No, because I gained like all that weight. But we did manage to purchase a second vehicle for hubby. The budget was 5K and we were able to get it at 3K, and then we did some repairs, brought it to 4K, so that was on budget. Travel, I want to plan 2 trips. Tanzania, I think at that point it's probably 2026 now, and Greece 2025. Haven't planned Greece. And I want to go back to Jamaica this year. One of my husband's aunt, my husband's mom passed away from Alzheimer's. One of our aunt isn't doing so well, showing some symptoms. So we want to go back to just check on her. So by December, we want to make this trip. So got to do that. Not sure, but yeah. So none of that has started planning yet. Okay, if you need to get on it, but I've been in my house era and trying to, decorate and all those things. Personal, furnish the house, as I just mentioned. I'm working on that. Find a good hairdresser. I think I have now. Find a nail tech, a good nail tech. I think I found that now. Hobbies, read my Bible, Genesis to Revelation. Horrible Fiona. Have not made any progress there. I've created a saving challenge though, to study, go back into my favorite Bible stories, and this is one that I created. Is the Bible stories box saving challenge. Some of my favorite Bible stories, and this has 12 Bible stories in here that I absolutely love. Adam and Eve. I won't go through each one. David and Goliath, so on and so forth. So this has, I do this on Fridays on my channel. Sundays on my channel. So this actually gets me into my Bible to go back to these stories that I absolutely love. But I need to get on track in reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelations, because that was one of my big goals this year, to do that. Also want to read a book a month. Haven't done that. I started Rich Dad Poor Dad and another book, and I have not completed them. So I need to do better. I want to journal at least once per week. Haven't done that. I journal when I'm stressed. Yeah. So I haven't touched any of that, guys. So I'm way behind there. I'm going to leave this for last. The other thing is socials. I want to grow my YouTube channel to 3K this year. 3K. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I would absolutely love your support. Yeah, and to do that, I have been, posting at least 3 times per week, sometimes 5 times per week I post. But yeah, the goal is to get to 3K. Also Instagram 1K and TikTok 1K, and I'm doing terribly over there. I think I'm like not even at 500 yet, but I am not as consistent at Instagram and TikTok like I am on YouTube. So I would really love to get to 3K. So please, guys, if you're watching, haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you. The next thing, business. I want to make 3K on Etsy. As I said, 99% of the sales goes to my my foundation as it stands now. It may change, and when it does change, I'll let you guys know. And then I want to launch the foundation, which I spoke about, and I want to add one side also. So I'm thinking about that. Haven't thought anything yet. I'm thinking of doing some physicals on Etsy, but I'm not sure, because I don't think I am so precise to do physicals, and I'm very much like, if something's not perfect, I don't want to send it to anyone. So yeah, I don't know about that. I think I will continue to do digitals. All right, and financial goals, guys. So as I said, my financial goal this year, huge one, is to make 2 extra mortgage payments. 2 extra mortgage payments this year, which would amount to about close to 6K. My mortgage is close to 6K, not exactly 6 is under, but I round it up, so close to 6K this year. And then save 30K, and I'm gonna go through all this, and then I'm gonna show you guys, because I want you to see Q1 what did I do. But let's see. Okay, SMART goals. Thank you for this planner, Andra. So SMART goals, this I live by this at work, and so in life I live by this as well. So it says you have to be specific, measurable, it has to be attainable, it has to be relevant, and it has to be time bound. So if you have a goal and you don't make it measurable, you don't make it attainable, relevant, and you don't set a timeline, it's not going to be a goal. It's not gonna, it's just a wish. You're just wishing, you're just hoping, but you have to work towards it, guys. So I'm gonna use an example. My save 30K goal for this year is what I'm gonna use. So be specific, save 30K plus. How am I gonna measure it? Quarterly, I'm gonna check in. Is it attainable? It's very feasible, I feel. Is it relevant? Yes, it's going to be very relevant because I think I'm going to feel more financially secure. Since we bought a house, I want to literally save back this money to go back in my savings, okay? So I'll be more comfortable when it's there. Time bound, by December 31st, 2025, I need to have this money. So it says from the SMART goals above, did you meet? Did I meet? I need you guys to come along with me to see if I met. So we're going to measure that. So this is how I work when I'm setting a financial goal. So I'm going to bring this right up. So I said save 30K minimum. I said we get paid 2 times. So I get 2 times a month. My husband get 2 times, paid 2 times a month. So this is based on my paycheck and my husband's paycheck, okay? And so I said per paycheck, if I need to save 30K, I divide that by 24, which is the amount of paychecks per year we're going to get. And each paycheck, I need to save at least $1,250. So this, I'm talking about saving. I'm not talking about any expensive, any big bills, anything. This is strictly saving. So with each paycheck between my husband and I, we need to save $1,240. So I did this off just generally. The 30K 24 paycheck, I didn't put 48. So that means I'm looking at 2 different paychecks. I just said, hey, we want to save 30K together. Each paycheck, we must have a total of $1,250 saved. So I transfer some money into the bank. I make it easy for me. And I have done direct debits, which mean before I get paid, this money automatically takes out of my account and go into a high yield savings account. Okay. And so there's no thought there where by the time I get into my account, this money is already gone. So I don't have to think about it. So it's easy, it's gone. So literally that's paying myself first because it's out. And then the other 6, so that's $650 comes out that way every paycheck. So then between my husband and we need to find an additional $600, right? And that will make it up to what we want, 30. So each paycheck, we need this. And I broke it down further to say, hey, I'm going to transfer $650 electronically and we need to find $600 elsewhere. And so with each one, we will be able to save 30K. That's how we're going to save 30K. Okay. So I've been tracking. This is all of Q1. So sometimes I put more than the 650 because remember this one was 650, this is 600 other. So I'm tracking them in 2 lines, 650 and then this is the other, right? So sometimes I'm able to put a little bit more, sometimes I'm able to put a little less, and so on. So this is the end of Q1. And any extra money I get, I put it there too. So let's see, guys. So I went in to all my binders and I'm just finding the page. I went into all my binders. Oh, it's back in here. I went into all my binders and where is it? Here. I went into all my binders and I checked how much I had. And so these are all my binders that I have, and all my saving challenges. These are mainly saving challenges here, or my low and high priority sinking funds, and the total is $7,890. So $7,890. So if I was to save 30K, divide that by 4, because it's 4 quarters each year, right? Each quarter needs to have at least 7,500. Already, we are at 7,890, so we're already over our goal. And this doesn't take into consideration the money that was transferred into the bank. So I'm not going to add everything that was transferred into the bank here, but we can already see that I'm over my goal. So it would be this plus everything that was transferred into the bank. So the top line here is what's transferred into the bank, and the second line is what gets allocated here. But overall, this is what I'm saving in total, so both in saving challenges and what gets transferred to the bank. So this is 650, 650, 650, 825. These are what's transferred to the bank. So if I add those, I'm still ahead. So it would be 7,890 plus these amounts here. I'm not going to count them now because this video is already long, but I can safely say that means that I am on track to save my 30K. So I am on track for in Q1, right? So that is great. So again, I've broken it out high level. I'm not going to go in detail January, February, March, but we're going to look at Q2 and what I want to do. So Q2, I want to continue to save in my 2025 saving challenges. So I've been working on 2025 saving challenges here. 4 of them I've been working on in here, and they will help me to, with my goal. They help me, become consistent in putting away that cash. So, if I save with 4, I'm easily on my way. And then I'm going to start planning for my birthday. My birthday is in June. I have not started planning. I have a saving challenge that I had stopped saving in because I wanted to focus more on like hitting that 30K this year. So I've like focused and honed in only on a few saving challenges. So I need to start planning on what I'm going to do for my birthday. We usually do a trip. We usually go somewhere. I don't know, based on the current economic climate, if we're going to go or what we're going to do. Start researching to plan one of the trips. So maybe the one from Greece, or the one for Jamaica. We need to do it. And then begin saving for the new vehicle. So I mentioned that my vehicle is old, and for this year already I've paid $900 to fix it. So I created a new saving challenge that is on my shop. This is it, and this is going to help me. I'm going to start this to save for a car, a new vehicle / any car maintenance. So that is one of the ways I am making sure that it's actionable, because I'm creating a saving challenge that I will budget and actually stuff in order to get to my goal of saving for a new car. In May, I want to start adjusting my diet to keto. I won't start in May because June is my birthday, and who am I fooling? I'm going to be eating cake in June. So it doesn't make sense to start keto, but I'm going to start to wean off a lot of the carbs and stuff that I've been eating. I want to solidify my plans for my birthday because, of course, it's going to be May and June is my birthday. So if I'm going to travel somewhere, I need to get that booked. Continue saving with my 2025 saving challenges, and in my YouTube. I want to do my YouTube 2K subscriber giveaway in May. I'm already at 2K, but I have not been able to plan it since I've been moving around with the house and everything. But I want to do it in May because I absolutely love everyone's support. So I will be working on that. And then in June, I want to invest $400 in a new account that I'm going to open with a new investment company. Not company, but an online account. And then I want to save another 7.5K by the end of Q2 to get to my 30K goal, right? I need to be consistent in saving at least at 7.5K every quarter. And then I'm going to make the first extra mortgage payment. And what's going to help me to do this is we did get a little bit of money from our tax refund, and it's going to go towards that. And then YouTube, I want to be at 2,500 subscribers by the end of Q2. Now, I have no control over that. I can only post, and then, hope people love my content and subscribe. So I'll just continue to do what I'm doing, and hopefully people love the content. And then I'm going to continue to save towards the next mortgage payment that I want to make at the end of December, because, as I said, I want to be doing 2. So that's it for me. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I want to just go back and ask that you remember to check out the channels that have already gone before me here. So on Thursday the 10th, Lisa Grateful Me. Before that was Jeanette's Journey. And then after me is going to be Steph's on a Budget tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be Saturday. So please go over and check out those ladies. And thank you so much for, listening. And this has been a long one, but I hope you will know me a little bit more from, everything I've shared. And I want to just thank everyone for sharing their journey again. And thanks for being here. So thank you so much. Until next time, keep budgeting, stay frugal, and walk good. Bye.